All right, good morning. Thanks for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising and happy Thanksgiving weekend, everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Happy Thanksgiving weekend for all of you guys.
Yep.
I don't know how many of you guys were paying attention over the weekend, but the National Guard woman that was serving over in Washington, D.C., died of her injuries. So it was a pretty sad day for America.
Hugely sad day. She was only 20 years old. Name was Sarah.
Yep. Matter of fact, I got more information on her here.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look.
So let me share this over to the screen real quick. I think this is the one. Make sure everybody can read it.
Here we go.
So anyways, it says here, one of the two members of the National Guard who were shot in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday has died. U.S. President Donald Trump said Sarah Beckstrom, 20, died from her injuries, while the second National Guard member, 24-year-old Andrew Wolfe, is fighting for his life. Trump said on Thursday evening. Both were shot at close range near, looks like Farragut Square in downtown D.C., just about 1400 Eastern Time. On Wednesday, police have arrested one suspect in the shooting. Looks like Ramamula Lakawali, however you pronounce that, a 29-year-old from Afghanistan. Keep in mind, guys, this so-called illegal also worked for the CIA.
Yeah, let's break that down because I'm having a hard time comprehending this. So I need some help, people. Let's break it down. How does this work? I'm guessing because we were over there and he worked with military members in Afghanistan, that then he was supposedly drafted by the CIA and then brought over here. I don't know. What does that look like? Well, we do know he came over in 2021. So yeah, help me out here, Jonathan. I don't know what that means.
Some reports coming in that they brought him over for safety reasons. He was in fear for his life. Well, if you work with the CIA, I guarantee you got to be in fear for your life every day, regardless of what, because of the places you go and the things you do.
Right.
And furthermore, I hate to sound like a conspiracy, just full of conspiracy, but I'm going to say it. I wonder if this hasn't something to do with the 6 people making their announcements, to go against Trump. And the CIA, we know the CIA has done hits in the past.
Oh yes.
And I'm not out to, attack the CIA today, but at the same time, I am attacking them because at this point, I don't put anything past them, Julie.
Well, and from what I'm hearing in some back channels I listen to, they're talking about what the seditious 6 did is actually a preemptive move to the color revolution that they believe is happening right now. Yeah. And I don't know much about that either. So, there's a lot of different directions that we can go and that we're going to have to get educated about because yeah. So short answer, I am in agreement with you, Jonathan, that they're tied together and one is acting on another and it might be triggering, right? And so
Right.
yeah, this is not good. I do believe that the seditious six need to be picked up and tried immediately under the UCMJ, um, especially after what just happened here on American soil, supposedly in at our state capitol.
Well, you
So
know, it's sad because you think about it, Julie. I just mentioned at the end of our broadcast that I kind of expected something to happen over the Thanksgiving weekend, and
we sure did. Yes, you did.
next thing you know, there it is.
Yep.
And quite frankly, I'm surprised we didn't see more going on around the country. So it's just again,
Well, it's only Friday.
again, it's a
It's
sad
only
day for
Friday.
America, and what we're witnessing and seeing every day is just it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what we're seeing.
Yep.
Um, I do want to play a little bit of what Donald Trump had to say, and
Okay.
actually, this is where they're also talking about the loss of her life. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We do continue to follow all of the latest on the
We make
investigation. Of
you
course,
smaller.
information
I'm going to have to
unfolding
make
here
you
very,
smaller.
very
I
quickly. I
know.
do want to
It's
bring in
okay.
Stephanie Ramirez over at Fox 5 DC. She has been following this from the get-go. Stephanie, what is the latest information that we do have coming in here?
Sure, Josh. Well, first, I want to show you the scene. So we are back where this happened, 17th and I, right outside of the Farragut West Station, just a couple blocks from the White House. And this morning, we see more flowers and flags left behind for the two guardsmen. We know the whole world is reporting this morning. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom has passed away. President Donald Trump made the announcement yesterday as he was addressing troops on a Thanksgiving holiday call. The president noting that she joined the military about 2 years ago. He called her a highly respected, young, magnificent person. In the district, first responders, DC first responders, they assisted in the transfer procession of her body from MedStar Hospital in Washington, D.C. to the morgue, showing the utmost respect for this fallen service member. The family of the second guardsman shot, this is 24-year-old Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolfe. They confirmed their son underwent surgery, noting that the first 24 to 48 hours is critical for them. It was around 2:15, as we all know, Wednesday afternoon, the day before Thanksgiving, while these West Virginia National Guard members were on patrol, that the suspect, now identified as 29-year-old Afghan national Rahman Allah Lakhanwal, opened fire on them as they were patrolling here, and he did so with a revolver, is what the U.S. Attorney for D.C. had confirmed yesterday. The Joint Task Force for D.C., they confirmed that both of the members had been on deployment in the district since late August. It was after the president's executive order launched a federal surge in D.C. to address the city's crime. We're told the attack happened less than 24 hours after the two had been deputized to continue their patrols in the district. We know the president now calling for 500 more National Guard members to D.C. There's a legal fight there over that. Now, the suspect entered into the U.S. in 2021, as you've been reporting. I know you guys are covering this extensively as well. But this was part of an Afghan resettlement program around the time of the botched U.S. withdrawal of Afghanistan. Now, President Trump and his administration yesterday, they blamed the Biden administration, claiming that the suspect was not vetted. The president, he is now announcing that he will permanently pause migration from all third world countries. Do want to note, so some of his words, though, on the military member lost yesterday, Thanksgiving Day.
Outstanding in every way. She's just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now.
Now, Josh, a moment that is also getting a lot of attention in that same setting was when the president called the CBS chief White House correspondent stupid when she asked why the Biden administration was being blamed when a Trump DOJ IG report earlier this year found that there was thorough vetting of Afghans brought into the U.S. Our parent company Fox News is reporting that the suspect's asylum application was approved this past April under the Trump administration. The suspect now facing charges including 3 counts of assault with attempt to kill while armed. The U.S. Attorney for D.C., though, noting yesterday that God forbid a member passed away, it would be first-degree murder that they would be seeking. The FBI, head of the FBI, Kash Patel, did also say that they are still investigating this as an act of terrorism, even though we have not seen those charges yet. But it is a coast.
It's more than just an act of terrorism. I mean, this is again, this is something that was brought up under the Biden administration, to where he was not even vetting people, allowing people to come into our country. I don't care if this guy was ex-CIA or whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, you know what? You bring them into our country. What do? They start murdering Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody keeps beating up on Donald Trump for trying to secure our cities and all the other stuff that Trump is doing. Well, there you go, people.
Yep.
What more proof do you need of why we got to get these illegals out of this country?
Well, and so that just happened as far as an act of terrorism just took place on our soil, because if it's true that she had just been federalized, right, just taken her oath, retaken her oath to the Constitution, she was on the federal level, acting at the federal level as a guardsman. Therefore, who he accosted and killed was a federal agent as well. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're at war on American soil right now.
Yeah,
This is scary.
Most definitely. You know, Julie, I want to talk a little bit this morning of why I think Donald Trump needs to end the filibuster. He needs to go nuclear with this. I personally think in order for Trump to get anything accomplished in the remainder of his term, he is going to have to do this. He doesn't have a choice. Otherwise, these Democrats are going to keep trying to put a stop to him, to protecting our cities, to everything that Trump is trying to do. They are trying to veto it, take him into Supreme Court with it. This has got to be absolutely ridiculous, the amount of times the Democrats keep taking him into court, all over him trying to protect our country.
Mm-hmm. And all the more reason that it needs to be the military. It needs to be under the military, because we're beyond reasoning when it comes to the Democrats. Yeah. We're beyond that, and so I'm ready. Come on, let's go.
So, any of you guys want to call into the studio and put your opinions out on this matter? You can give us a call, 928-385-4738. We'd love to hear from you. Like to hear your thoughts about Trump going nuclear and ending the filibuster. Again, I think this is what's going to need to be done, Julie. I don't see much of an option at this point. You know, I have never been big about deploying troops on American soil.
Neither have I.
I'll tell you what, where this country is at today, we have to.
It's time.
You know, you look at New York, Chicago, LA, Seattle,
Memphis.
Washington, Spokane, Washington. You look at all these areas. Boy, my phone's blowing up. You look at all these areas right now, and you know the amount of crime, the amount of people. We got somebody calling into the studio.
Okay.
Thanks for joining in with Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
I'm just called about the nuclear option thing.
Yeah.
Something you guys didn't mention is that it's like all but guaranteed that if Trump doesn't do it this time, as soon as the Democrats get power, which they will next election, they'll do it. And also, he'll just be a lame duck president for the rest of his presidency if he doesn't.
Touche. Good point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Yep.
Oh, And looks like we lost the caller.
That's a very good point. Thank
Yeah,
you, whoever you are that called in.
yep. Well, caller, we appreciate you calling in with your opinion on it. But she did. She made a good point.
Absolutely.
You know, even if Trump doesn't do it, the Democrats are going to, and that's almost guaranteed, folks.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what they're doing right now. The Democrats are beyond negotiating with. They're beyond.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
exactly. At every turn, there is nothing that there's no trying to get across the line, the aisle, whatever they want to call it. It's not happening. It hasn't happened for 10 years. I mean, come on.
yeah,
Especially when you've got the media is actually the arm, a public arm of the Democratic Party.
yeah.
So sorry, but not sorry. Again, prostitutes. This is what we call them, prostitutes, right?
I, I love the name for them.
Of which we
Well,
are
yeah.
not.
Well, Julie. I mean, you look at the reality there. You got people like Mark Kelly.
Ugh.
Yeah, former astronaut. Very well recognized, and here
Mhm.
he's promoting to the soldiers out there. And he's a former commander himself, and here
Mhm.
he's telling the soldiers to disobey, you know, unlawful orders from Trump.
Mhm.
Again, I'll point it out. You show me one unlawful order that Donald Trump has done. I want to see it.
Yeah.
And if you guys got it, call into the studio. Show me the
Right.
unlawful order.
Right.
Don't tell me, show me. That's what I want to
Exactly.
see.
Exactly. Yep.
Show me your facts.
Yep.
Because currently, to date, what Trump is doing, he's trying to protect our country, trying to protect our borders,
Mhm.
trying to get these illegals the hell out of our country. And again, look at the millions and millions that came through our borders unvetted, taken
Completely.
over, taken over to our processing centers, processed, and they wind up in a city near you. Not even 24 hours later. I mean,
Mhm.
we have documented where people like the gal that was human trafficking those kids. She came through the Tucson sector. They took her over to the processing center. They had her processed, and there she sat out in Baltimore, Maryland, 24 hours later,
Wow.
dropping off the kids. 8 hours later, from that, she's sitting back in Mexico after she trafficked the kids. You know,
Wow.
and, and and that's where we had Pastor John Padula with us down on the border that day, where he
Mm-hmm.
had actually given that woman his phone number, told her to, because he thought honestly those were her children, and he told her,
Oh,
call me when you make it to wherever you're going safe.
right.
And I even told the pastor, I said,
Mhm.
I believe she's a human trafficker,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
think the pastor believed it up until after she dropped the children off. He got a phone call, and he thought it was her calling,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and here it was, the human trafficker calling. I mean,
Oh,
the cartel guy on the other end, and he goes, and the pastor goes, "Can I speak?" I think her name was Katrina or something like that. Yeah, and the pastor goes, "Can I speak with her?" And he goes, "No, you can't effing talk to her." He goes, "You have the money for the children, and where are we going to meet at?"
oh my God.
And the pastor didn't know what to think. He called me up asking me for my thoughts on it, and we had
Whoa.
to get the FBI field office involved out there in Baltimore. Baltimore. But
Damn.
but again, this is the kind of crap that was happening every day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
under the Biden administration watch.
Yeah.
And that's something we just kept pointing out to people. You know, don't think this can't happen to your children as well, because the
Right.
same thing that they were doing, bringing kids into our country, people were also selling our kids over into Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't talk about that,
Right.
and
You know,
especially especially the liberal news, they don't talk about that one
no.
bit.
No. Again, they're a propaganda talking voice for the Democratic Party. And, It's just a crying shame what we've had to witness. And I'll say this, the vetting process under the Biden administration was not a proper vetting process.
No.
Period. So while they're dumping them in and they're saying, oh, they had their appointment and we know where they're at and all this other stuff. No, this went on for 4 years. So absolutely not.
Yeah.
And Trump is absolutely right. And here's one thing I would love to ask the folks right now. If you guys can find on Truth Social, I believe that President Trump posted something in regards to illegal activity and re-examining alien passports. So if you guys could find that and share that to us, that would be fantastic. And we can have a conversation about that this morning. I attempted to right before we got on and wasn't able to locate it. So if you're on Truth Social and you can find that from President Trump, please post it.
You know what? I might have a little bit on that, maybe.
And that's, and I very much agree with the lady that called in that.
What you're looking at right now is a frozen over camera. This is
no, sorry about that.
Something has to happen now.
Yeah.
This will not stand.
And here's the other update on the shooting there as well.
All right. Come on, Mayor. Next to me, Mayor.
Okay. You got to make my picture smaller again.
Oh.
Where's Blanchard? There he is. Okay, good.
Let's see if I can
You know, it seems like we've been here before. Is this working?
Yeah, that works.
Where's... It's working? All right. Thank you all for being here on this difficult day. As you know, my name is Janine Pirro. I am the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, and I am joined here by several individuals who represent agencies who have been working around the clock since this horrific event happened. To my left, we have the director of the FBI. We have General Leland Blanchard of the National Guard. Mayor Bowser is here as well. We have Frank Saldana of the DEA, Chris Hecht of DHS, Executive Assistant Chief Jeffrey Carroll of the MPD, Darren Cox of the Washington FBI Field Office, and a Special Agent in Charge, Samuel Ward of the ATF in Washington. Now, I want to provide you with an update on the tragic shooting that occurred on two brave members of the West Virginia National Guard as they served in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, today, as most families join together to give thanks for the blessings that have been bestowed upon them, two families are shattered and destroyed and torn apart as a result of the actions of one man. First and foremost, our hearts go out to the victims and their families. These are dedicated service.
So I'm going to keep playing this here in a second. I want to point something out. I believe there's more than one man involved. I believe it's going to come out. I believe it's going to come out in the next several days. But I believe we're going to find out there's a lot more to this than what meets the eye.
I think so.
Members who were performing their duties in service to our nation, and they are currently in critical condition. They have undergone surgery. We pray for their well-being as they continue to be cared for in the best possible way. We have been in constant contact with their families and have provided them with every resource needed.
My apologies.
During this difficult time.
What you were talking about, Julie, there's one on here that I was just seeing. This might be it here.
We begin with Madeline Rivera, who is live in Washington, D.C., with the very latest on the tragedy that is rocking our nation's capital. Hi, Maddie.
Hi, good morning, Carly. The president sharing the sad news that 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom has passed away after an alleged gunman ambushed her and another Guard member on Wednesday.
Just seconds before I went on, right now, I heard that Sarah Beckstrom of West Virginia, one of the guardsmen that we're talking about, highly respected, young, magnificent person, started service in June of 2023, outstanding in every way. She's just passed away. She's no longer with us. She's looking down at us right now. Her young man is fighting for his life. He's in very bad shape. He's fighting for his life.
The family of 24-year-old Andrew Wolfe is asking for prayers. The death of Beckstrom means the suspect, 29-year-old Ramanullah Lockenwall, will likely face upgraded charges. Here's the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, talking about that.
We are praying that they survive and that the highest charge will not have to be murder in the first degree. But make no mistake, if they do not, that will certainly be the charge.
Lockenwall came into the U.S. in 2021. He was granted asylum this spring. The administration is calling into question the vetting process for Afghan refugees. But Lockenwall worked with the CIA in Kandahar, Afghanistan, serving in an elite counterterrorism unit operated by the agency. As a member of the Zero unit, he would have gone through a vigorous screening process. Afghan evac says that includes biometric screening, biographic checks, and in-person interviews. Still, the president is doubling down, saying, "I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe Biden's auto pen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States." The president says he will be ending federal benefits for non-citizens, denaturalizing migrants who he says undermine domestic tranquility, and deport any foreign national who poses a security risk. Carly. Okay.
Well, even Fox News is guilty of this. Call them what they are. They're not migrants. They're illegals. Let's get that straight, folks.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sick and tired of hearing the word migrant. These guys are nothing but illegals. A lot of them are terrorists, and call them what they are.
Right.
I don't care whose feelings I hurt. I'll say it like it is.
Yep. That's why you have your own news show.
Well, nobody can monitor what we're doing, so
that's right.
Well, unless the feds decide to knock on my door. but other than that, yeah, we just try to get the real news out to you guys. That's what we focus on, and I'll call Fox News out on their BS as well.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, they're liberal controlled.
Well, they've got to be if they're using verbiage like that kind of caca. Yeah.
Julie, that's one of the things that I'm just struggling with. How can anybody, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, how can any party out there be okay with what we're witnessing here in America? How can you be okay with our Border Patrol agents, our law enforcement, now our military being shot and killed?
Right.
How can anybody with the right frame of mind be okay with this? Where's their morals?
Right.
Right.
Well,
right after that gal died, here you got the Democrats pointing fingers. Her death is on Donald Trump. That's the first thing I was hearing out there. It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
They're evil. It's because they're evil. There's a reason we call them Democrats. Okay? Democrats. They're evil. They never have been. These are the people, my research has found that these are the people that set up Planned Parenthood abortion sites all across this country and pushed for it and pushed to continue to keep it everywhere in certain types of neighborhoods. Okay? So, and that's a deep dive that a lot of people haven't taken, but they're going to learn. They're going to learn. And I'll tell you one thing, when President Trump overturned the Roe v. Wade, that was amazing. That was fantastic, because what has been legally going on has been legal sacrifice of our children. Yep. That's what's been happening under the guise of health care. Oh, come on. No.
Yeah. Well, as far as the Democrats go, I call them I got warned on Facebook multiple times for calling them demon rats.
I like
But
that
that's
too.
but that's their name for me. They're all demon rats.
Yeah.
They belong back in the sewer. And,
Yeah.
just flush them on out of here.
Please do.
I'm
Yes.
just at a point right now. Again, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. This has to do with human life, has to do with our country,
Mm-hmm.
and anybody that supports this kind of crap, just like that Mark Kelly, anybody that supports what that man did, as far as I'm concerned, you can kiss my ass, and I'll say it right on my broadcast. What he has done is treasonous.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sitting here trying to
Just
cause a mutiny, you're trying to get our military to go against a sitting president, and
mm-hmm.
then you act like you weren't doing anything wrong. You're just trying to make them aware they can disobey anything that's illegal. Well,
Right.
the military is taught that, from day one. You're taught that. If you got a questionable order, you take it up the chain of command.
Right.
That's what you do. You don't
Exactly.
create a mutiny and just take it into your own hands and go, well, I'm just going to disobey it.
No,
You go
that's
up
how
the
people die. That's how people
yeah,
died within the ranks. Yeah.
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 You got to
Exactly.
take it up the chain of command, and then bring your concerns if
Mm-hmm.
that's what you may have.
Yep.
You don't just a bunch of you all of a sudden decide, well, we're all going to go against the president because Mark Kelly says we can,
Yeah.
or these other senators that are saying we
Yeah.
can.
That was so that I believe, and then Mark Kelly got on even after she passed away, like an hour, and was still defending his stupid ways and basically taunting the FBI to come pick him up, or the the DOJ to come pick him up. So I'm like, do it, come on, let's jump on this and get going.
Yeah.
This
I'll
guy,
tell you what, Julie.
so it's part
Mark
of the
Kelly
color
said.
revolution,
Mark
So
Kelly sounded about as stupid as James Comey.
yeah,
Where James Comey was sitting there going, I don't know what 86 means.
right,
It's like, give me a freaking break, you moron.
right. How do you know they're lying? Their lips are moving,
Yep. Anything that comes out of their mouth is lies.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I can't believe that people fall into the bullshit that we're seeing
Mhm.
every day.
Yeah.
It's like, are y'all really stupid, more stupid than a box of rocks? Because it makes me have to question it. And I'm not talking about our viewing audience. I'm talking about the Democrats.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I'm sure some of those are watching too. So for those
Well,
of you demon rats watching, are you
and
dumber than a box of rocks?
and again, I was brought up as a Democrat. And I was until 2020, and I really started questioning everything. And then I had to go back and relearn history, the real history, not the propaganda history that was given me. And this is where I learned that the KKK was under Democrat reign, right? And
Right.
I mean, and all of this slave owners, and it was on the Democrat side. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And so it's very curious to then step away and observe from a different filter, I guess, and there's moments I'm like, oh my God, I did actually I was a bad person when I was bashing different aspects of conservative lifestyle, and so I'm thrilled that I saw the light and the light was red and I took the red pill, and that's what that means, folks.
Julie, there was just, like I said, we go back even 20 years in our lives, and if you would have told us our country would be where it's at today, I probably would have told you you're smoking crack.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
probably what I would have said.
Yeah, same here. I use that verbiage.
Yeah, but seeing is believing, and it's like, how does how do we get this country back under control? And sadly, I don't think there's an answer at this point. You know, me and Mike Grant, I had him on the show yesterday. We did a broadcast,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, out of all honesty, what I see, and I know what people say Alexander's promoting violence, because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to take a civil war. And quite frankly, I believe the Civil War is here.
Oh,
When we got Democrats attacking our ICE agents, our law enforcement,
yeah.
attacking journalists, attacking people for wearing Trump hats or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know, burning our flags right out in public. I call that an act of war, guys. Any way you
Yep.
look at it.
Yep.
And
You know, along with that, I do too. And yet at the same time, I also look at what else is it revealing. So I believe that within the CIA, so now let's just go down this little rabbit hole. If this guy that was just picked up that shot and killed one guardsman so far, and we're waiting to hear, hopefully he survives, the other guardsman, if he's CIA, then I think it gives us an opportunity to look at CIA other operations. And we do know that there was something that existed called MK Ultra, and that these things were done to a lot of people, and they didn't realize that they were being mind controlled. MK Ultra stands for mind controlled.
right.
And so, what if part of the seditious six and their quote unquote intelligence and CIA background is really more about dropping the activation codes to those that walk amongst us that are MK Ultra, that are in sleeper cells. They're not going to be just the folks that have been brought in here, the 20 million illegals. It's not going to be just them. It's going to be people within the United States, I believe, that have been here for longer than the 4 years that Biden had dumped folks in. But they're established. They run hospitals. They run community centers. So I think it hopefully it allows us to dig deeper into what else is this revealing. And again, it just goes back, follow the money, who's getting paid by whom, who's claiming this to get grants for feeding 6,000 people a day, children a day who are Somalians. Yeah, that doesn't fit right. There's just so many things that I think it's going to reveal with other agencies, other arenas where the corruption has been living for a very long time. Like you said, over 20 years. This has been going on for a long time, that they have infiltrated and put in NGOs and different programs right underneath our noses that we had no idea was going on. So I think as people, like you said, as we wake up, I do believe that we are definitely on the edge of something. I don't know what exactly, but there's some heaviness. There's
Julie, here's the way I look at it. I'm 58 years old. There, I said it for the world to know. I'm 58 years old. And I've had a good life. And, when I say good life, I've gotten through life okay. I've seen a lot of bad. I've seen a lot of evil out there.
Mhm.
I've been around the world. I spent time over in Japan, on foreign land elsewhere, and I'm going to leave it at that. But here's the thing, you know, I want to be able to leave something for my son, for my grandkids. I want to leave a future for for my children and my grandchildren.
Sure.
And right now, the future for our kids and our grandkids, if you look at what the future the Democrats are wanting for them, you know, it's like over my dead body. And I'm just going to say it.
Absolutely.
You're not going to be putting your corruption onto my kids and my grandkids, not as long as I've got a breath in me. Um, and, that's the way it should be for all Americans. We got to put our children, our grandchildren, our loved ones first in this world.
Absolutely.
That's priority because they are what's going to make the future for this country as well.
Absolutely.
And right now, the future of America, can you imagine the future of America being Democrat ran at this point?
Good grief, no.
I mean,
and we tried that. We just tried that. We had that. Look what a mess they made it.
Exactly. I want a future for my son, my grandkids. I want a future for your kids, your grandchildren out there, folks. And right now, what we are seeing, it's going to take a lot to get this country back in order. And do I have the answers? Absolutely not. Besides maybe a civil war that's already here.
Right.
But again, we got a president right now that desperately needs to do the nuclear option. And that's my opinion on this because that's the only way Trump can get things done. And so if he's going to make this country better, if you're got anybody out there in your administration listening, Mr. President, do the nuclear option. Just get her done because that's what it's going to take. And the hell with these Democrats, the hell with what people think. Do what you got to do to get this country back in order. And, there's stuff that Donald Trump does that I go, oh my God, why are you doing this? But, and then it never fails. Every time I'm sitting there pulling my hair, I'm like, it's like all of a sudden Donald Trump does a 360, and then I'm like, now I understand why.
Now you see.
It takes me. Sometimes it takes a couple rocks hitting me upside the head to wake me up too. But you know what?
Okay.
I there's times it's hard for anybody to figure Donald Trump out.
Oh yeah, sure. Right.
I mean, I see people out there claiming I know Donald Trump's next plan. This is what he's doing, and it's like, no, you know what? Just stay tuned for tomorrow.
Right.
And it might be a whole different aspect.
Exactly.
And for our audience out there, I hope all you guys had a blessed Thanksgiving. But I hope you were able to enjoy some time with family and loved ones. Unfortunately, I ended up jumping on doing some reporting on Sarah dying and just getting it out there. And then me and Mike Grant got on here, but I guess my job never ends.
Right. There's always something to report for sure.
Yeah. But, my heart just, it bleeds for her family.
For me, it's triggered me. It's triggered me quite a bit. I was 19 when I went in.
Yeah.
And 20 when I went through basic training. So I signed up when I was 19 years old. My mother took me to the recruiter. And 19, 20 when I went through basic training in tech school, came back, was home maybe a year when Desert Shield broke out. And it was my unit that was the very first refueling unit in Saudi for Desert Shield before it became Desert Storm. And it was tough. It was very tough because my unit hadn't seen any type of anything in a long time. So we sure weren't expecting it. And man, I just, we were all 20 at one point,
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and just such a tragedy. And then the young gentleman's still fighting for his life. And, I think, I'm surprised they didn't die at the scene.
Yeah.
They were all fatal shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if this young man recovers, that's going to be by the grace of God.
Right.
Because, yeah, and I believe he was also shot in the head, if I'm not mistaken.
And so it's curious. So if the dude who shot them, I'd like to know the order in which he shot them. Was it the female military person first?
Yeah.
Was it the sight of the female in uniform that set him off? I mean, right? There's a lot of questions here. And then that's got me thinking more of this whole Sharia law. And then then that's looping back to what's her crazy name? Ilhan Omar or whatever, that one there.
Right.
They need to leave. I hope that all of this, when I think what you mean by when you say he needs to go nuclear is more that the Somalians also need to be looked at. Everybody needs to be looked at again. If you're not going to assimilate or attempt to assimilate, and you got here illegally to begin with, then ciao, see ya. You got to go back.
The Democrats say we're all racist for thinking this way.
Well,
that's
they
what they're
can
pointing out.
Say that all they want. All right.
And they call us KKK, everything in the book. And
Right.
The truth is,
started it.
yeah, look what started it.
They
we're
did.
not
The
the ones who
Democrats
started this.
the KKK. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And and I'm just like, again, when you do a finger point like this, you got three fingers pointing back at you, and they're that guilty, right?
Yeah.
So whenever they point at us, it's back at them, back at them, back at them, threefold, easily. Yeah. It's there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had to leave the town I lived in during COVID because of the hate I received from the conforming and the loving Democrats. Oh my goodness. You have no idea. The hate I received was horrible.
Oh, I bet. I'm just trying to see if we got some extra comments up here.
Well, I haven't seen anything new pop up.
Not that I'm seeing yet. Let's see. Okay. But Julie, there's just, I don't know any other options at this moment. That's why I keep bringing it up. I don't know any other options for our president.
Yeah.
I think what they ought to do with this man right here that shot our military personnel, and I'm just going to say it, and I might get a strike on Facebook for saying it. I think they need to do a public hanging and let people know that this will not be tolerated in our country. Make an example of him, just like he did with our military. Eye for an eye. I'm a firm believer in an eye for an eye, just like the Bible says. I believe, you do something of that nature right there, you deserve exactly what you get. And I think the world needs to see it as well. Hell, they did it with Saddam Hussein, public hanging. Why not do it with this SLB?
And what you're talking about there is actually common law. It's not this maritime bullshit law that we've been under, right? And under UCMJ, there's also that is an option. That's part of the sentencing, exactly what you're calling for.
And that's not calling for violence, folks, just to get it out there.
You're just laying out. You're laying out sentencing.
Yep. That's called an eye for an eye. That's called a man that murdered our military. I would like to see a public execution on that SOB.
And that again, that follows under when someone is found treasonous and seditious. That stands. I don't know what the actual code number is. You guys help me look that up, but there is a UCMJ code and sentencing aspect Yeah. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It can happen. And I agree with you. And I think it needs to happen.
Yeah.
And again, though, this could also be the activation of these sleeper cells that we know that have been here for a long time.
Yeah.
And all the more reason I think that they need to get more guard and more active duty activated here. And again, let's look at the fact that if those two really had already taken the federal oath, right? Then yeah, you're absolutely right. We're at war. So ding ding ding.
Yeah. Well, Julie, I brought this up with Mike Grant the other day, and I'm going to bring it up again real quick. Mark Kelly's acting like everything that Donald Trump is doing illegal.
Oh no, he's following all the laws. He's following all the laws.
Where were these people? Where were these people protesting him, the Democrats, our Border Patrol, not even 4 years ago, not even a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
Where were people questioning about them assisting with a foreign invasion? You know what? Any way you look at it, even our Border Patrol, love you guys for the Border Patrol guys out there hearing me today, but you guys are the ones I'm going to beat up on today as well. You guys, not even a year ago, should have been the first to put a stop and question your orders from the Biden administration, Homeland Security, everybody. You should have been automatically questioning your orders as you're asked to aid and abet the enemy, to assist with a foreign invasion, to take these SOBs to our airports.
Yep. Oh yeah.
To help traffic them around America. Yep. You guys, our Border Patrol guys, a lot of them resigned. Thank God. Because those SOBs, as far as I'm concerned, should have been fired from day one for working with the Biden administration.
Yep.
You guys assisted in a foreign invasion. And again, don't get me wrong. I've got good friends down there in Border Patrol. And they might even take at heart what I'm saying today. But I'm just getting it out there. Those guys also assisted in a foreign invasion. I mean, when you got men, nothing but Chinese men, people from Africa, Asia, I mean, you name it.
Yep.
Afghanistan, coming through our southern borders. You know they're terrorists. You even told me you knew they were terrorists,
right.
Or bad people. But you were given orders to follow. You're just following an order.
Yep.
That is where I'll call your ass out. Because
that's right.
Order you should have been questioning all along.
Exactly. I mean, you knew it was wrong, right? You knew that was wrong, allowing all those people coming in. You knew those people that weren't the actual parents. You knew that those kids were being trafficked. Shame on you.
So for you, Mr. Mark Kelly, if you got some of your crew out there listening to what I'm saying today, you, sir, can kiss my ass. Because I'll tell you what, you're a part of what the Border Patrol was doing down on our borders.
That's
you
right.
were a treasonous SOB, just as much wrapped up into it as the damn Democrats. And I'm going to call your ass out on it, you son of a bitch.
Right.
That's exactly what you are. And
for
you to sit there and question a president that does love and care about our country, that is putting a stop to this invasion, you can go to hell, you son of a bitch. So, anyway,
and at the same time, and we find out that this guy has that Mark Kelly has got these ties to China.
Oh,
whoa! What's going on there, Mr. Sir? What are you doing? Well, who are you trying to usurp here? Come on.
You're
absolutely right, Jonathan. You are absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned, Mark Kelly, Governor Hobbs here in Arizona, you all should be held for treason.
Yep.
Charged for it, and I hope you're dealt with in the military code of law, in the military court of law. I hope they go after each and every one of you SOBs. Because you are what's caused the problem here in America.
That's
right. It's you folks, and I'm going to say it, it's you folks that's responsible for that National Guard woman dying, for the other gentleman being shot, for our Border Patrol agents being shot at in the streets now for being attacked. It's you son of a bitches that's caused this.
Exactly.
And I'm going to call every one of you bastards out on this today. Because
They're
quite
stirring the
frankly,
pot.
you know what? And if you're watching Mr. Zuckerberg, you can kiss my ass too while we're at it. Because you know what? You're part of this corruptness. For sitting there taking away the truth from the American people when we're broadcasting this. For trying to remove all my followers off my Facebook because I get the truth out. He's removed probably 500 followers off my Facebook in one day.
Wow.
Wow. So if you guys are out there on my Facebook, Johnathon Townsend Alexander, you know, I hope you guys will follow us, tell Zuckerberg to kiss your ass, whatever you got to do, but help promote this. We're also under Your News Arizona on Facebook. We're starting to build a little bit of an audience. I think we're up to 800 some people on that. I think I'm down to like 25,400 on my Facebook. On my personal Facebook followers. Either way, it's not about the numbers, Julie. It's the matter of people that were watching, wanting to get the truth out to America. And then here Zuckerberg and these son of a bitches sit there trying to intervene, remove my followers. I've got people messaging me going, you know, I keep getting messages from Facebook where it's asking me, are you sure you want to continue to follow this guy?
Content, yes.
Yeah. You know, are you sure you want to keep doing this? It's like, well, why is it up to Facebook?
Hell yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, why is it up to Facebook to be sending out those kind of messages to people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who do you get? Why do you get to judge it? Come on.
Yeah. But, and so anyways, for you guys following me, I'm out there on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X. I'm also on, it's going to be Q Broadcast television as well coming up. They just about got all of our upgrades done, and my channel will be up and running. Yay!
Yay!
So you guys will be able to see us live on the television as well. We're going to be getting this out there. We're going to have several different broadcasts through the day with different patriots working with us as well. That's going to be working on our channel, getting the news out there, and we're just going to build it up. We want to continue our presence out there, getting the truth out to the American people, which is what people deserve. Not the fake bullshit that you keep seeing on our news channels.
Exactly.
I'm fed up with it, Julie.
It's propaganda. It is legal propaganda, again, under the Obama administration. You can blame him.
So anyways, I did get licensed through the state of Arizona for our news broadcast. We're 100% licensed for broadcasting. So you guys can't, any of you guys out there that decide you want to try to take over Your News Arizona, we're not for sale. We know exactly why you would want to buy us out, because you want to stop us from getting the truth out to America. But either way, they do everything they can to try to silence all of us patriots out there. Everybody that's sharing the truth, getting it out there. Facebook constantly sends me warnings. I even get warnings time to time from YouTube about some of the things, the verbiage we use.
Crazy.
To this day, you still can't mention the capital C word on YouTube, even though they know, you know, that's what caused a lot of people's deaths is the shot.
Right.
But, either way, we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to say
that's enough. That's going to be for a private channel someday. I got a lot of information.
We'll talk about it right on Q Broadcast.
That'll be good.
Yeah, and you guys that don't know about Q Broadcast, the CUE Broadcast. I'm going to put it out there on my page one last time for you guys.
And CUE stands for Communication Unites Everyone.
Exactly.
I love that.
Up in the left-hand corner, if you guys want to sign up, there's a QR code. It's $59.99 a month right now. That deal is going to soon end. I think as of this weekend, it's going to be history. At $59.99 right now, if you sign up, you're locked into it for life at that price. You get all your television networks, pay-per-views, all your HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars, Encore, all your favorite Patriot News networks are on Q Broadcast.
Cool. That's awesome.
So you guys can all tune in to Q Broadcast. Check us out, Your News Arizona on Q Broadcast as well. Love to have you guys come on. And this is 100% Patriot-owned television. This is Patriot-owned. I met
Love
with
it.
the owners when we were at the American Fest out in Phoenix and Vegas. And he's just a wonderful patriot, and he stands for truth and justice.
Love it.
And he's going to be at the American Fest with us here coming in December.
Okay.
December 18th through the 21st, I believe, are the dates.
Okay.
And I'm going to be right at Q Broadcast booth with Your News Arizona. And we're going to
Awesome.
be broadcasting live from the American Fest this year.
Nice.
But I'd love to have you guys tune in to our broadcast as well for the American Fest. On Monday, I got Steve Stern coming on our show. And we're going to be talking about election integrity. That's going to be a great broadcast. Hope you
Great.
guys can tune in and just get the information shared out there to all your channels. Steve does excellent work for the Patriot community, and he really focuses on election integrity and,
Awesome.
and truth and justice. And, you know, it's going to be an honor having him on our show as well.
Yes, it will.
But we just got a lot of good things in the works, folks, and hope you guys can tune in and join in with us. Did anybody ever send you that, Julie?
No, I haven't seen anything for a Truth Social post. However, I did see, and thank you, Julie Jordan. She says, I agree. Where were all these people spouting off about President Trump when Biden was actually breaking the law? So
Okay.
Thank you for posting, Julie.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Julie. Thank you for joining in today. But, you know, we're trying to get more people involved on our channel as well. We'd love to have more callers, more people just interacting with us. That's the point of this, trying to get the truth shared out there. So if you guys got information or you feel we're not covering certain aspects that you'd like to see us cover, email us, yournewsarizona@gmail.com. Call into our studio, 928-385-4738. Well, you know, we're not going to ever beat up on you for sharing information with us.
Right.
Doesn't mean we're always going to agree with the information, but we'll share it. We'll get it out there. We'll let other people make their determinations on things, and you know, everybody's entitled to their thoughts and opinions.
Absolutely.
I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. I'm here to tell you that what I try to do is get the real truth out there, and you know, we'll try to investigate everything before we report it, which is what I've always done. But we do our best to report, investigate, and just get it out there to you guys. But again, you guys got stuff you want to share or you want to come on to our show, reach out to us at the studio as well. Love to bring you on our show, and you're welcome to talk about things with us, and just help us get the truth out to America. So
absolutely.
Looks like I've got 11:08 Mountain Time right now, so I think we've gone a little bit over. But you guys, if you guys are out shopping Black Friday today, whatever, you guys be safe out there.
Be careful. Yes.
If you guys see something suspicious, don't just walk away. Report it.
Get it reported. Yep.
What you might report might save a life.
That's right.
I can't express that enough.
That's right.
You know, just like out there in DC, you know, we're just seeing too much tragedy here in America. So if you guys see something that doesn't seem right, it's usually because it's not right.
That's right. Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
If you got that gut feeling something's not right,
listen to your gut.
Listen to your gut. Make a phone call.
Yep.
Tell law enforcement why you're calling it in, why you got that gut feeling. You know, because you very well might save a life, or you very well might save somebody from being attacked or whatever.
Exactly.
Just help these guys help our country.
Yep.
Help our
take care of each other. Yep.
I know I beat up on law enforcement a lot for the corrupt SOBs and the corrupt judges out there. But, don't get me wrong, because there's a lot of good ones out there as well
Absolutely.
that
Sure.
honestly are here to protect and serve.
Yes.
So it's going to take all of us, guys, all of us working together.
Indeed it will. Indeed it
All right,
will.
Julie. Well, we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast today. I just
Okay.
want to say God bless all you folks out there, and we'll see you again live on Monday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 Pacific. And thank you so much for joining into Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. We appreciate you and love all of you guys.
Have a wonderful weekend. Take
God
care.
bless.